Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, here to preview some of the projects that I've got coming up this week. We'll talk a little bit about what the issues are and the reels that have been sent in or dropped off at my shop. And we'll also talk a little bit about video previews, which ones should make it to video. And if you're going to enjoy these things, please subscribe to my channel. That is the best way to find out when I post these and what reels I am working on. I do try to post frequently, so don't miss any of these. Subscribe, and if you do subscribe, please hit the notification button. So let's look at the projects that have recently come into my shop. The first one comes from Dave. Dave is in New Jersey, and Dave says he's had this Clash. It's a Penn Clash. I haven't done a video on a Penn Clash, so I probably will. Says he's had it apart, and he's replaced the gear. And as you can hear, it's still very, very rough. That sounds like a bearing, but it could be a gear grind. We're not sure. So what we're going to do, if nothing else, is we'll give you an anatomy lesson on the Penn Clash. We'll take this thing apart, see if we can't figure out what the issue is, and see if we can't get Dave fishing again with a smoother reel. This is the Clash 3000 size, and the 3000 size is an intermediate reel. It's good for back bays, it's good for rivers, it's good for casting from piers and docks. Not quite as robust as the 5 or the 6000 series, which is more ocean oriented, but you could, with this braid on there, you can certainly catch a lot of fish doing that. So we're going to try and help Dave out with that, and we do plan to do a video on that one in the coming days. Well, the folks over at Cast King have sent me another reel. They sent me one so that I could show their customers how to do the servicing of a bail spring. And this time around they're sending me a bait caster. They told me if I could check it out and see what we think and maybe post a little bit of a video on that one. So this is the Cast King. It's a bassinator. It's a big reel. It's 10.1 bearings. It's a lefty throw. I prefer a lefty throw. Seems nice and smooth. Got a nice spool tension to it. It goes nice and easily for casting. We're gonna take that one apart. I'm gonna show you how it's made. See if the components inside, what they're like, and we'll report back to you on that reel. So our next one then comes in from Don. Don is out in Ohio. We're going to see what Don is saying these days. If you see a reel here that I don't plan to do a video on, or if you have a reel maybe that you're working on and you're stumped by it, please ask. The information may be available. I may be able to do a video on these, and we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can. Leave the questions in the comments section. So I have two older Cardinals. This is Cardinal 4, kind of an updated one on the older Zebco Cardinal line. I've been asked to replace the bail springs on these. So I think they're both the same reel. Yeah, they're both the same reel. I guess they're thinking it's the bail spring. I'm not thinking it's the bail spring, but we'll go ahead. Don has provided me with the springs for the Cardinal 4, and we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll do a video on that one if I have the time. So Tony from Kentucky has sent me in a box. If you have reels that you would like serviced and you're not up for doing them yourself, send me a note to my email, and you can be like Tony and Don and Dave and send me in some reels. I'll see what I can do with them. Okay, well, we got a whole bunch of reels here. And Tony's saying he got a bunch of reels, sending me 8, and seeing if I can't get these back together again. These are the Shimano's. They're the side stab. I'm assuming he's kept all of the spools, and he's just looking for service on these. He said one of these is broken, but if I could just service the rest of these. I understand from Tony, if I remember the conversation, he's got quite a few of these, maybe 25 or so. It's his preferred reel. And what we'll do is we'll at least take one of these apart. show how it's made, how to service it, and how to keep it fishing again, so that maybe Tony can do it the next time if that's his goal. Next up is a box in from Bill up in Massachusetts. And Bill has sent reels before, so thank you for continuing to use the service. And Bill sent me a few. We talked briefly about these, but quite honestly, we've been reviewing a lot of reels today, so I'm a little bit unsure exactly which ones they are. Looks like we have 4 or 5 reels in from Bill. So let's start by taking a look at these and seeing what he sent. The first one up is a beautiful reel. This is the Shakespeare 2081, and lightly used, it says. It sure looks lightly used. Look at the paint. It's in beautiful condition all around. This has the worm drive. It's a beautiful reel. The EC code. Well, I have that secret decoder here somewhere. The E stands for 1960, the C8. So this reel was made in 1968. If you see the model number, this says 2081 EC. The EC is a code, a date code on the reel. 1968, in beautiful condition, lightly used. Here's the smaller version of that, I believe. It's the 2081. This is the 2062, also in beautiful condition. And we have an EF. So the F is 5, so this one was 1965. Let's take care not to scratch these up. So most of these are called Royal Maroon. And in some cases, I believe he said he has a Sea Wonder in here too, if I remember. These Shakespeare reels, in my opinion, are better than the Mitchells of the time. This is another EF. It's a 2062. It looks like the twin. It's a pair of those, all lightly used. And this one, I believe, is going to be the Sea Wonder, which is the saltwater version of these reels. Now, the Sea Wonder I've seen come up as a Sears reel as well. Yep, spare spool in gorgeous condition. And this is just well, no, this is the Mitchell. I'm sorry. This is our Mitchell. It's a 302. Okay, and we've got a Mitchell 302, which I've done some work on. So we'll get back and make sure that those all get serviced. I think we'll do the bigger reel. I know I've done the Royal Maroon 2062, but I haven't done the 82, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. As you can see, the variety here is pretty significant. I cover all kinds of reels. I cover the ocean reels and freshwater. I cover conventional, bait casting, spinning reels, and the like. And subscribing to the channel will let you see all of those types of reels and what kind of work needs to be done on them. So let's see what we got here then. So here's another Dave. This one's from out in Idaho. And I believe Dave is sending me 2 reels, if I remember. Yeah, so we have a classic. Here's your Penn. This is the Penn 109. So the 109 and the 9 look very similar. And here's the difference on the 109 versus the 9. The 109 is a knuckle buster reel. It does not have an anti-reverse. So when you're in free spool, you can see that the handle will be turning. As you're casting, it's actually going to be driving back. And as you go into retrieve mode, now you have that anti-reverse. So you do not have a free spool that releases the handle mechanism. The only thing you have on the 109 is the ability to cast it, and that's why it's called a knuckle buster. If you've got your hand casting in this direction, eventually you're going to get hit with that handle. Well, that's the 109, and we may have 2 of these. Yes, we have 2 109s, and this one's tight. You have to see what's going on with this one. And again, if you want to just see the consistency of it, you have no anti-reverse with this one. Same idea. So that's just a feature of the design of the reel. That's not a fault of the reel, or it's not a broken reel. It's just that that's the way it was made. If you're looking for the reel that has the complete free spool in that edition, what you want to find is you want to find the Penn number 9. Now that's kind of interesting because the Penn series has the 9, the 109, the 209, and the 309. So you would think that the 109 and the 209 and the 309 would be very similar, with the exception that one would be size. Well, that's not always the case. The 9 is the one that matches the 209 and the 309. All right, this one comes from John. John is in New York. And let's see what John has sent me. He's on Long Island. And John is sending me the Penn 10. And if I remember something, he had this apart, if I believe. He says it operates properly, but it's not as smooth as it used to be. Well, we'll go take a look at this one. So we were just talking about the Penn 9 and the 109, 209. Well, the 210 is the 209 with bearings. So you'll have a bearing in each side plate, and it may be that those bearings are worn. So I like this reel a lot. I think it's quite an upgrade from the 209, which is why it's the 210 series. And we'll see what we can do for John to make that reel work well. All right, so that's an upcoming look. I've got a host of these side stabs, so we'll certainly do that. Looks like we've got a bail that we can show folks how to replace on the Cardinal 4. It looks like we have a product review on the KastKing Bassinator. I certainly want to get into that Penn Clash and find out why that one is running as rough as it is. And we've got a couple of Penn reels here that we'll also take care of. So please stay tuned if you are interested in seeing any of these videos. And again, please subscribe if you'd like to see them, and hit the notifications so that you know when those are going to be published. So if you're a first responder, essential personnel, thank you for everything you've done and are doing during the pandemic. It's truly appreciated, even in these days where it's waning. It's not over, and I know you're still working hard doing the things that you do. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.